Welcome to Game 12 of FaZe Megga's FNCS Invitational Finals Solo Tournament. This is the last game. I have covered all 11, and now 12. But I just want to give you a chance just really quick. If you haven't watched all the other ones, obviously you don't have to. It's a lot of time. It's very time consuming. If you don't have time and you're wondering which games you might want to watch, which ones might be worth watching. Game 3, he places really well. I mean, even dying early in some of these could be worth seeing just to kind of see what mistakes he makes. But if you really don't have a lot of time, I would suggest just watching the last 4, 9, 10, 11, and the one that you're in right now is 12, because these are when the most pressure is on. He knows that he's high up in the rankings, and that if he does really well in these last 4 games, he could potentially win the whole tournament. He ends up coming in 5th place, and that's really good. I mean, wins $30,000 just off of 5th place, and it's really because he was able to finish so strong in these last 4 games. I mean, obviously he did set himself up very nicely in the previous games, but if he wouldn't have been able to close out so strongly in these last 4 games, then he wouldn't have been able to play so high. So if you don't have a lot of time, these last 4 games are really good to watch, and he does really good things in each one. So I think you can definitely learn something from those and gain value from them. And so I'm going to jump right into Game 12. Thank you for watching, and I hope you gain something from this as well. Okay, Game 12. Here's Megga flying in. We'll quickly, as usual, look at the bus path and where the zone is going to be. I don't know why it has me so low. Oh, yes, I do, because that's where Megga was when I hit 6 on my keyboard to look at this. Okay, so the bus pathing is across diagonally from Shark to through Lazy over this way, and then the circle is going to end up, let's see, right here on the river. We'll speed these up. So I'm assuming he just kind of looks around and notices that no one's going there. Yeah, so he just looked around and saw that no one was going to land here. So he just randomly in game 12 decides he's going to land at this spot. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, literally all 11 games he's landed at those colorful houses. I mean, maybe he saw someone else go into colorful houses. Or let me just watch it and see if I can slow it down and just kind of see exactly what happens here, because this is a really interesting decision. Like, why would you in game 12, why would you change things up when things have been going pretty well so far? So he's looking like he's gonna go at this point to the houses. He looks around. I mean, I don't see anyone going to the houses, but then he sees that no one's going here, and then just decides to go here. So I don't know. I find that interesting. I find that an interesting decision. Yeah, I mean, no one went here, and then so he landed here by himself. One person went Holly. I don't know. I mean, it's not that he probably knows this spot really well. I don't think there's going to be an issue with him looting this spot. I think that his pathing he's fine with, but I'm not really sure exactly why you would change something up when you've been doing really well at the spot where you were. I mean, as you saw in the pathing from the battle bus view, he's going to go there. Yeah, so he's going to do the same. He's just kind of reversing his pathing here. So in the previous games, he would go to the colorful houses and then come to this spot in the swamp to get the mushrooms to get full shield. And then oftentimes he would hit the lumberyard place if the circle was convenient for that. But this time he's doing the reverse of that, landing at the lumberyard place and then hitting the mushrooms. And now he's going to go to his colorful houses, which no one has looted, and he's going to loot them. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like, well, first of all, the reason that he's able to come here is because the circle plays it to his favor. If the circle had pulled way over this direction, I don't know if he would have come here. I don't know if he would have felt that it would have been worth it, because he has always been rotating really early. So because the circle pulls really close to the colorful houses here, he's able to come and loot them as well, and gets 4 floppers and 6 minis, and he's now harpooning this big, which it doesn't take any uses from your harpoon when you're just pulling bigs. And I think he was just going to see if he was going to get another big from that one chest, and he didn't get another big, so he just left that big there because he has full shield already. So he would rather keep the 6 minis, the 4 floppers, and the harpoon. Harpoon is really useful. I don't think I've seen Megga in this tournament take the harpoon past early game because he's had like so much healing, so he just kind of didn't really feel like he needed to. But the harpoon is extremely useful. Maybe he'll get some decent play out of it in this game. That'll be interesting to see. There's so many different use cases for the harpoon. I mean, even from breaking people's builds to most normally in these tournaments, what people use it for is just to grab materials and shield and even weapons from someone who dies at a distance. Like when they're all spraying people and then that person dies, and then everybody just starts harpooning the loot immediately, because I mean, it's like free loot. Like you're in your box, you're pretty safe. So you're just harpooning stuff. So we'll see if he gets the opportunity to do that here, or if he ends up actually fishing with it later too. So just so many uses. I mean, like the harpoon is definitely something you should be thinking about putting in one of your slots if you have never thought about it. And in this case, Megga chose to take the harpoon over a big shield. Like he could have just taken that big shield and dropped the harpoon and then potentially picked up a big shield later, but he, for some reason, thinks that it's more valuable to just carry the harpoon, which in this case, I don't know. I mean, because now he just got tagged and he can't get back up to 200 shield because he didn't take the big shield. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, so let's take a look at where the circle is now. So he had rotated here, got into the center pretty close, so he was really close to the circle, but I think he had to move a little bit, and he should be... Where is he? Oh, he's right here. So he's gotten pretty far into the circle, but there's quite a few people right around him here. See how he avoids getting picked out. And remember, this is game 12, and Megga, I think at this point he was in like 8th place or something. So he knew that if he did well in this game, that, you know, he's going to be in a really good position to place really high. So, I mean, probably playing really safe here. He probably just wants to get placement points because he knows if he just at least, like at this point, he probably felt like he couldn't come in first place because he would have to get like 7 or 8 kills and the win to get in first place, probably, because I think at this point Furious was pretty far ahead. And Furious even dies kind of early in this game, in game 12, and still comes in first place. So I know the Furious was kind of ahead. So here, Megga's below the damage threshold of Storm Surge, so he definitely wants to get some tags here. And I think he did pick up a tag there. But then Storm Surge goes away anyway, because enough people died. It looks like he pulled... Did he pull half and half here? I can't even see his name. Yeah, he did. He actually did get half and half here. So once again, with the RNG luck for the storm pull. So not worried about Storm Surge now. And just going to be gathering information like always. Let me slow it down. Oh, so what I was saying was, I'm pretty sure Furious was pretty far ahead. So he knew he couldn't come in first. He probably felt like he could, if he did well in this game and placed really high up, he could come in top 5, which is what he did. He came in 5th place. So I'm assuming he probably was just like, okay, I just want to play super safe and just get placement points. As long as I place high up and get a bunch of placement points, like I'm going to do really well. I'm going to make a decent amount of money. So I think that's probably what he's going to do here. Yeah, so tries to make an edit play there and kind of does pump the guy, but also gets pumped back, so has to use some shield. Still has this harpoon. I'm hoping that he makes use of this harpoon somehow. Otherwise, it's kind of just a wasted slot in his inventory. Makes the edit on unknown, but unknown closes that wall before he can connect the pump shot. He's going to sit and storm here because he has the 3 floppers. Prevents that person from pushing into his box. Eats the flopper. Here's the launch pad and immediately kind of jumps on that launch pad, which is great. I mean, really convenient that he was able to find that launch pad. Gets ahead of the storm here. So it's important to realize, like, let me back it up just a touch here. When he uses that launch pad, I think... So, hold on. When this storm pulls, when this next storm closes in 7 seconds, I'm curious when Megga noticed and when he like took note of where the next circle is, right? Because I think a lot of people get caught up in that, and I know it's hard for me too. I sometimes get lost in like where I'm going because there's just so much going on, and you're trying to protect yourself, right? So Megga at this point, I think, has already looked at where the circle is and is already building that direction, right? He's already trying to get to the front of this circle here. He's like caught up into here, but he's already tarping this direction. Well, I guess he can only be tarping probably this direction. But he wants to get to the front of this circle so that he can just move into the circle as safely as possible. But what happens is someone near him launch pads, and he catches that launch pad. So I want to see that happen here. So first of all, Scoped once again trying to get into his box, which Scope does to like everybody. Scope has already killed Megga in an earlier game here. So he hears the launch pad behind him. He finds it, and I think he even placed that ramp. Did he place that ramp to make it a low pad? I don't think it was a low pad to begin with. Watch this one more time, because that's actually pretty smart. All right, here's Scoped, and then here's when he's gonna find this launch pad. So he heard the dude launch pad. He tried to shoot that guy, but then he got away, and now he's gonna go back to the launch pad. Yeah, he places this wall, and to make this a low pad. Or like a mid pad, because the low pad would be with the ramp right on top of the launch pad. So it's like a mid pad, but what I was wondering was when he really noticed where the circle was, and then uses the launch pad, and then gets to exactly where he needs to be, and I just pulled off of Megga on accident somehow. Gets exactly where he needs to be in the front of this circle. So now he's like right here, which is good. He's at the front, so he can just tarp in as he needs to. So really good use of the launch pad there. And only took 1 tick of storm from that, I think. So so beams Eclipse there. Looking at height. Okay, so instead of pushing the front of the storm, he decides, well, now he is doing that. But what he was doing, once he landed off that launch pad, he turned to look at height and said, okay, can I take height at this point? Because right now would be a decent time to take height, because the storm is small and you can just, do your 1 floor and cone layer of tarping to get into the circle, and so you're not using a ton of mats if you're on height there. So he did look for height, but didn't feel like it was safe enough to do it. So goes back in to the front of the circle to try to move then, and then he was going to use this launch pad, and then the launch pad kind of didn't work because people had built over it. Now he's used all of his floppers. They're using the harpoon finally to break some walls, which again is good. I mean, in game like this, I mean, not a bad time to use the harpoon to break walls to get you through out of the storm. Okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit because I was talking when he got this kill. I want to see exactly what happened here. So 21 left at this point. This is when he's gonna kind of just holding his position here, looking for a refresh. Has no mats at this point, so he definitely is like, I need to get mats. I need a refresh, but isn't able to get one there. He's gonna try to use the launch pad, but it doesn't really do much. He's still looking for a refresh here. Literally has no builds. Stays in storm to eat his last flopper. Then he went back to try to find this dude to get a refresh off of him, but he had already left. Now he's trying to chase this guy, I guess. Because, I mean, he has no builds. He has to get a kill here. So here's Kanata and whoever down here fighting, and he's going to jump into the storm to try to get a spot where he can just finish them off, and actually does exactly that, right? So gets the refresh. Now he has not great mats, but mats enough to 1 ramp tarp himself into the circle, and At this point, there's 5 people left, and he's got 1 kill. So just playing it safe and on a great layer. He's not on the low, not on the very bottom. Okay, so now using here's this opportunity to use the harpoon to pull up shield and a purple pump. I mean a gold pump. So does finally make good use of that, and then finds more loot and flopper. 3 people left here. No one else is on low ground. I think he he heard the people die on low ground, so he was able to jump down and get that loot. And now there's 3 people left. And fun fact, Eclipse is going to kill him here, and Eclipse killed Megga twice to win the game. Like 2 of these games came down to Megga and Eclipse killed Megga in both of them. If Megga had won both of those, he probably would have come in like 2nd or 3rd place in the whole tournament. But because he lost these 1v1s to Eclipse, he comes in 5th. And it's funny because he and Eclipse are good friends and have played in tournaments together. So, okay, so an Eclipse popped off in this game, clearly. All right, so that was game 12. I mean, Megga is able to come in 2nd place, which really just like solidified that 5th place position in the whole tournament. And yeah, I mean, again, good rotations, and able to get when he runs out of mats, able to get that kill in order to refresh his mats a little bit, and then efficiently tarps himself in to get into the zone, and then kind of is patient and waits on the people low to die, and goes and gets their loot, and then just plays it safe all the way to 2nd place here. So thank you for watching. I hope you gained something from this. I know that it's been very valuable to me to learn just how Megga is able to be so consistent, and I hope that you can take some of this and apply it to your own gameplay. And if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want, and leave some comments below about what you thought, or anything that you thought I missed, or that I thought maybe something that I said was stupid. That's cool too. I would love to have conversation about it. And that's it. And I'm gonna do more VOD reviews. I don't know who I'm gonna do next. I might look at Furious since he won the East, or I might look at the West winner, or somebody. I don't know. I'm gonna choose someone. I'm gonna do more VOD reviews. I don't know if I'm gonna do a whole series like this of all the games from one tournament from one person. Not that that's not valuable. It's just a lot of time, and I think that people would be more interested in just kind of like choosing one game from somebody who does really well and kind of picking apart exactly how they were able to do so well in that one game, and let that just be representative of how they did in their whole tournament. So I don't know, we'll see. But if you enjoyed this, do come back and check out more VOD reviews in the future.